Hey.
What's up, guys? Didn't see you there. My name's Mr. Bart. I'm about to review your videos for Color Day. I know this is not normally what you would see, but if you have taken a class with me, this is normally what you would see. During the course of revisions, I watch, review just like this, and give feedback. So I was one of the judges for the Color Day. When they asked me to do it, they said the videos only, but then I ended up being a judge for all the things. So that was fun. The first year I've done that. So let's dive into it. We'll start with the freshman video. So I asked my classes to, and if you hear something in the background, there's some people playing a game called Super Smashing Friends or something of that nature. And that's a controller, Logan. That is a controller. Is that like a Peach or, it's a Kirby.
It's Kirby.
Sawyer's Smash Main, because everyone else is trash. I asked my classes, I should say, to, pose any questions or say which ones they thought were the best. The freshman video got a lot of, in my opinion, undue hate.
Going to the restroom. You stay here.
Far from perfect, but certainly not awful, especially considering they're freshmen. It's their first year.
Come on. Quick. What's this?
Definitely an awkward cut there, but did a good job to
I
introduce
think that's the Dial of Destiny.
a
We
main
gotta go. I
piece.
gotta keep this.
Full disclosure, I've not seen The Dial of Destiny. I saw all other Indiana Jones. Makes no sense to have the Rocky theme here when you have literally tons and tons and tons of material from John Williams, who's an incredible composer for Indiana Jones. But I mean, the storytelling is pretty forced. It's not subtle, but that's, again, what do you expect? It's at least getting the point across. Could the camera be not so shaky? Yeah,
Oh, what's up, guys?
pretty decent, but
Come with me. Let's walk out the door.
interesting because we're going to see a lot of walking. And the cousin of walking, running, which doesn't add to anything. It is super, super boring. If something doesn't move your story forward, cut it out.
This is my
Cut.
good old friend.
And try not to look at the camera.
Hello, Mr. Jakes.
Hello, Izzy. How can I help you?
I'm here to show them the artifact.
The artifact. Come on in.
Yes,
Come on
thank
in.
you.
Right this way.
You're not supposed to look at the camera. It breaks the fourth wall, meaning you're acknowledging that the audience exists. You stop the suspension of disbelief. The reason we're able to get invested in these stories is because, there's all this cool stuff happening. Well, not so much when you break the fourth wall.
This way.
Thank you.
But then you get to be funny for your friends, which again it's very different than telling a good story and creating something that's really good. We'll see that a little bit later. To be self-aware is funny, but it's also a bit cheap. It's a cheap laugh where if you structure it better, you tell a better story, and even if it's ludicrous, and I would contend more so if it's completely senseless, to take it seriously makes it more funnier.
Right this way.
This is it.
Don't look at the camera.
Oh my god.
But a good cutaway. So, cutaway to bring emphasis to an important thing. Clearly very important. Great editing, too, because this is definitely not in that closet. This is in the hallway, I think right outside my room.
Oh my god, they don't even have clocks of Pentucket anymore.
That's why I keep it safe in here, where no one can get it.
Quit looking at the camera.
The dial anyways.
My family was obsessed with it. They always wanted to go back in time. What would you do if you had the other half?
I'd probably go back to 2013, convince Pat Frymuth to stay here. He was awesome.
Classic internet historian move there, using the PNG that still has the watermark on it.
Oh, wait. You can't be in here.
Is that Mr. Wiggle?
What? Where?
Really great joke. Totally drowned out the day of the video. So I normally don't watch the videos. And let me just say, for all the videos, significantly better than they've been in the past in terms of like, I can't tell you how many videos I've had to watch, and it's like so many things that are just super inappropriate. People trying to sneak in things that are just bad. And these 4 are not completely devoid of that, and I'll get to that when we get to it. But to not have to sink to that level, because it's so cheap to have to go that way, rather than like what most of these did with telling a good story, a structure to it. They just elevate everything. So great job for everyone here in terms of like being appropriate. But this joke missed because you can't clearly hear her say, "Is that Mr. Langlois?" Even perfectly here, like in a room filled with myself and then several other slack-jawed gawkers, we couldn't really hear it that well. In the auditorium, it got completely drowned out. You sort of heard Mr. Langlois, him say Mr. Langlois when he goes over to the thing there during the event, but it was just really hard to hear.
Where's the dial? I swear I do not have it.
Focus issues.
Oh, crap. I gotta go get him.
More running. And I get you had to have that song in there. How this song was chosen, beyond me. If you're gonna do a running scene, make it exciting. Not really exciting. Yep, you slipped. Lil T is the best part of this. But again, it's not that great of a gag. And it's just them moving. Great. We see you running. We see you moving. Great job. All the people from Triton should be in blue, like everyone. This is a great job of subtly working in the year the person has graduated. Most people were a lot more direct about it. This is a much more subtle.
Hi, how are you? I'm fine. Would you like to buy the Dial of Destiny?
I haven't seen that since I graduated from Pentucket in 1966.
Yeah, well...
So a great way to add that bit in that was a requirement. However, why not have a conversation? Instead of having the ridiculous running around that adds literally nothing to it, have a conversation. Oh, let's take it to this person. They graduated from Pentucket a while ago. Let's try and sell it to them. Like, have that little interface between that. Again, move the story along.
Well, it's all yours if you want it.
I don't think I'm interested. We want that dial.
I want that dial.
I'm out of here.
Why is Indiana Jones at odds with his own friends? I don't know.
Well, I want it.
I want it.
No, I want
I
it.
want it. I want it.
I want it.
No, it's mine.
Like, clearly the Triton people couldn't, maybe you don't have, like, a bunch of those Triton shirts, but the Triton people could all be wearing blue, again, to differentiate, and not wearing, let me see if zoom in works on this. It doesn't. I think this is a Triton person wearing a Pentucket lacrosse jersey, not jersey, but shirt. Pretty confusing.
Right here.
Now I guess we're gonna have to find the other half before they get it.
I guess so.
Let's go. Yeah.
There's another half to the Dial of Destiny. We didn't know that. Again, a little bit of dialogue goes a long way. What a great Roblox. Ooh.
I think we're safe now.
We have to find the other part of the dial before the Vikings do.
Wait a sec.
At the end of the war, they signed this treaty, right, in Paris, Treaty of Paris.
Great acting by Mr. Hardy. That's a cool freeze frame. Toad Boy. Sort of like Fob Brogman.
At the end of the war, they signed this treaty, right, in Paris, Treaty of Versailles, in 1919. And, you know, if we could go back in time and change. Guys, come on, this stuff is important, right? And the reparations.
Oh, Norman looking up. Good job.
So class, remember, you know, if we could go back and change time, all we need to do is find Archimedes' dial, the dial of destiny. I know you've heard of it. You just need to find the...
Maybe you have one extra one, but then get to the point with the flashback, which we just heard Mr. Hardy say.
I know where it is. Come with me.
Just because something has to be 10 minutes long doesn't mean it needs to be 10 minutes long. Again, why are we here? What is this? What is this place? Have some dialogue to say, oh, Mr. Hardy's class, he told us about this secret area in West Newbury or wherever it is. Just add that little bit in. Helps to move the story.
We're here. We have to go to Groveland to find it.
Are you a teacher that needs technical help?
No. Great start. And I would be not so critical of this bit if they hadn't done this in my classroom, working on it after school primarily, and were obsessed with getting those credits in, like, having, and I felt like I was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, however many years ago it was, when the big thing was like stretching people's faces wide. They were obsessed with getting the credits done. You know, credits are good, but perhaps to have something being said during this bit would be a lot more important, the thing that you absolutely need to have. So again, prioritizing what needs to be done, super important, because has potential, but it very much falls short because you have nothing there. You don't even have any music for the background, so it's just completely ridiculous. And then we had the
hopefully, with my goals, we'll be able to teach it.
We had the to go to the commercial. We don't have it coming back. What's it gonna be? More running at the Pines.
Let's all spread out and look around. All right.
Again, here at the Pines in Groveland, you know, add a little bit more.
What is it?
You could even add a little bit more. So they said it was hidden in a tree or something like that.
Wow, look at this. What do you think of that? I don't know, I think it goes to other pieces, which is time travel. Oh my goodness.
I'm looking right at the camera,
What's that in the
zooming in and out. You know what I like watching? Cars pulling up. So this is my time to shine. Wow.
Is it the Trident Kids?
And just stand there and wait for them to show up and walk over to you.
That second half right now.
Oh crap. Oh no. Hey.
Coming with us right now.
What just happened? Why did it happen? How did it happen? At least we get to see everyone get loaded into a car, but so we see this. We see this happening. Yes, you can zoom in too. That's great. But why? There's no reason why. Have a dialogue instead of showing the car driving around. Have a dialogue. Hey, you know what? We can work together. We can have this thing. We can work together. We can both get what we need out of it. And then, you know, make it look like Triton's going to betray or something like that. But anything rather than just nothing, because that makes no sense. No sense. And why are they chasing them again? They all just loaded into the same car. You were just in the same car. Or are they chasing him?
Bartholomew is my father's name.
Yeah.
You can call me Mr. Bart.
Now that's some great
Hi,
natural
bro.
dialogue.
What year is it, Mr. Bart?
Height, bro? You know,
If you're going to film in different places, you should have background walla because you can kind of hear the differences.
1997.
You hear how that last one was like in the background?
Anyway,
And then this, you go back to them in front of the office, and it's different.
Later.
We have to get back to 2023.
I mean, it's a good job displaying how you don't need to be in the same exact place at the same exact time to record everything, but it's the best we could come up with. And then nothing's happening in this. It's one of the things that drives me crazy the most. You always want to have something happening. And it's not very long, but nothing's happening. Have somebody running already in the frame. Should start like right there. But instead of having somebody running, have something more interesting than running happen. Because it doesn't matter. The running doesn't matter. This whole piece right here doesn't matter. They run, we see them run. They run out of the frame. We wait more.
We have to go back now. Everyone hold on.
Put a visual effect in, and remember to cut things.
Alright.
Like when people say, all right, and acknowledge the camera. Put in a visual effect. YouTube to MP4, find a green screen effect, drop it in there. Easiest thing in the world to do. Can't hear what they said. The term anticlimactic comes to mind because, like, what were they trying to change? The Pat Fryermuth thing? But they didn't end up changing it at all. And I don't get it. I don't get it. It had the start was good. There was definitely a narrative there, but it gets lost. And it's not surprising because this is the freshman class video. So, you know, you're figuring it out sort of on the fly. But it's why a narrative is very important because at least, you know, you move the story forward. It's a same thing as in English class, 3 acts. It's a story that we're all used to for as long as anyone can remember. Beginning, middle, and end. There's a good guy, there's a bad guy, yada, yada, yada. Fill in all the blanks. But tell the story. Have there be an arc. Have there be a resolution. There's no resolution here, so it's like, eh. When I voted for them, I think they ended up 3rd place. So it's not as bad as some others, but it's still got plenty of room for improvement. Also, here at the end, where it says the end, I can tell that you used, or they used 360 degrees, like the first thing that comes up in Final Cut Pro as a title thing. But that's for virtual reality. And I only know that because it's like not very crisply in focus right here. So that's how I know that this is not actually in focus, and this is indeed the VR thing, because if it were in focus it would be much better and look a lot better. This is what I was talking about with the stretched things. Again, instead of spending time on things that matter a bit more, the time was chosen to spend on things like credits. All right, so that's the freshman class video. Again, I'm doing this to review things. It's not to just hate on things. But if we all just sat around and talked about how great we were at everything, no one would ever improve. So, areas for improvement.
Man, where's Mario when you need him? Now that I have Peach, nobody can stop me other than one person.
In many ways, this is like the perfect thing that could happen for video production class. In terms of wanting people to sign up to take video production class to learn some basics. Because I will always say, have a story. It's one of the biggest things we go over, having a narrative. It could be the most simple things. Right now, students are working on day in the life of an inanimate object. So it could be a pencil, but you want to tell a story of the journey that that pencil takes. Right now, we have no story. We're a minute in. We're 1/4 of the way through. There's a bit of a story. Peach goes to jail, but it's also Bowser's castle. But we never actually see Bowser do anything. But we see a lot of just random stuff. Because, again, if you think something's funny, it takes a bit more to be actually funny en masse to everybody, rather than like, oh, my friends are seeing this and they'll laugh because it's me doing it. So it takes a little bit more structure and development to make things that are actually funny in a universally appealing way. This might be funny to the people that know the people who are in it and how silly and crazy they are going down the hallways on carts and like in things. Again, super cheap, but to add a bit more to it, especially, and this one drove me bananas because out of the 4 of them, in terms of like you had to pick a summer movie, Mario, you have all these effects, you have sound effects, you have visual effects, you have music that is just fantastic. You could go with Mario Kart, you could go with Mario, like any version of Mario that you wanted, and you could make it really, really cool. But instead, it's just like, oh, you know what? Let's just ride around in the hallways because that's wild and crazy and whoa. Like, to an extent, yeah, it's cool. But after 2 seconds of that, there's no substance to it beyond it. So we see Bowser do this. Oh, again, great. Wow, what a gag. Not set up whatsoever. And in the next video, the junior video, they do a great job because they have, I think, one joke in the whole thing, but it's set up perfectly well, rather than just, oh, out of nowhere this happens. But then also she gets taken to jail. There's nothing cohesive going on. Great use of the sound effect, I suppose. Why'd you go from the boys' room to jail and then needlessly pushed? Terrible camera work in terms of, like, somebody's hand is in the way of the lens. And it's just not on a tripod, and definitely not steady. Like, gosh. Again, you have an IP that has ridiculous amounts of sound, visual effects, all sorts of things that you could have, and there's nothing here. It just says jail and Triton. Then you have this, which is probably the best acting in this whole thing, to that. What doesn't make any sense?
Man, where's Mario when you need him?
Is she upset, or? And then we get the person, whomever is recording at the end, saying, all right. It says math on it still. That just strikes me as a distinct lack of effort. You could easily have taken that off. You could have put something on that makes more sense. You could have it say Triton. You could have it say anything that actually would lead into your story, but it would take effort. And I guess sometimes people just don't want to put forth effort.
Now that I have Peach, nobody can stop me other than one person.
Okay, so they did a good job introducing Mario, who now all of a sudden has a mustache. And again, people had said this was their favorite part of this skit, the commercial.
Have you been doing bad on your assignments? Or even falling asleep in class?
Have a visual effect there as well.
Drink Prime!
Background in focus. Subject out of focus. Like I said, I mean, I could I could even ask the people in this room what that is a reference to. It strikes me as super inappropriate. I don't know for sure. I'm not exactly looking into it, but again, it just sets off bells in my mind because it just seems like it is something that's inappropriate. I don't know for sure. I'm not a chess legend like Jeff Snow. I think, in modern NBA...
What was this movie even about? I was so confused.
In modern NBA, that would not be a travel. So I'm actually reviewing the Color Day videos right now. But yeah, that's my point too. It had no reason, rhyme, or anything to it. That's Jeff Snow. I think top-rated chess person here at Pentucket High School. If I had to guess.
My name's Matt Coco. I'm 4'5" and I just dunk because I drink Prime.
Boy, you can do the camera work well in a chase scene like this. You hold the tripod by the center, the legs extended. You hold the middle of the tripod and you're walking around like this and you're following them and you kind of keep them in frame. But if you hold the camera like this, it's going to shake a ton and they're going to be out of focus. You might have to do multiple takes of it as well, which since, and I'm again just guessing here, the fact that the license plate still said math on it, the amount of effort is going to be minimal, so you're just going to do one take and that's it. And just, hey, give it to whomever's editing it, hey, make this good. Which, if you're really, really good, this would still be really, really difficult to to make into a good video if this is the footage you're getting. Nothing is happening. We just wasted, let's see. All right, 147 to 204. 20 seconds of nothing. Literally, we moved from one place to the other. We saw it sped up with a terrible camera work, and it didn't move the plot forward. It didn't do much of anything other than just waste our time.
Dude, hold on!
No dialogue to say, hey, let's get out of here. It just, dude, oh my God, which... Again, maybe it's funny for your friends who are watching, and I would guess for some of them, not all of them. Who are these other people?
Hi, I'm Coach Hayden. I graduated from Kentucky Regional High School in 1973. They were the good years.
Hello, I'm Mr. Bixby, and I graduated in 2003.
And I'm Mr. Sherman. I graduated in 2002.
I'm Mrs. Earhart, and I graduated from Pentucket in 1985.
Wow, it was only 2 minutes. Yeah, again, if it were me, same year as Mr. Sherman, he was my captain at cross country. I would ask to see the video before I approved it. Again, the commercial, best part of this. Why is a story important? You just saw it there. And what a great juxtaposition between this and the next one, because the next one tells a great story. And again, it took effort. It took, I can speak for my part in the next one, literally 20 takes of me screwing up the lines over and over again. But they budgeted their time out so that they had enough time to work on it. Again, that takes effort, which, kind of seems lacking. Again, when you just go in and you're like, oh, we'll just make it up as we go along. It's a great idea, and again, it might come across as funny to a couple people, but overall, it's not as good. If you don't have a full script, at least have an outline that shows like all the important plot points that you have to hit in order to, make something that makes sense. Adding bits of dialogue like, hey, I'm here to save you. My name's Mario. Anything like that. There's no real dialogue in the actual video itself. Anyway, this was my 4th place entry. Let's go to this next one, which is the juniors one. A brilliant way to, again, open the video, because you want to grab people's attention right off the bat. And I know they use After Effects to do this. And you can kind of see, I don't know how well you can see it in this capture, but the frozen image, and then the car coming along, 2 completely separate things. Believe it or not, he didn't really get hit. I believe he would flop over the top. Watching these so close, that song is wearing thin.
Are you in need of a vehicle? Do
No.
you want the ride of your life?
No.
Well, I, James Langer, present to you the 2010 Chevy Malibu.
Get closer for the audio so we can hear you better.
But he's nothing but a phony. I wouldn't buy anything from him.
Don't cut
With
off your people who are
state-of-the-art air
talking.
conditioning, excellent
Great shot.
reclining seats, and the best maneuverability you've ever seen.
Why does the...
Hey, I would have loved to have bought that car. But, my wife doesn't want me to buy it, and if I could pave my lawn, I would, because I love the road.
And as a bonus, this baby's got hella storage in the back. This guy kidnapped me, bro! This guy kidnapped me!
Okay, so sound effects work. The whole kidnapping thing's so dumb. Sound effects, but also you can see pops the hood. Be good to get like a smoke effect in there too, but especially since you know how to use After Effects.
No! I'm sorry!
Supposed to be a traffic jam.
You can find this car at www.he.com.
Is that an inappropriate thing? The he?
No.
You sure?
It's just how he laughs. It's kind of like what he's known for.
Ah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've never heard him laugh.
Yeah.
Nor would I want to. Here we go, the most ridiculous and senseless part of this video.
And now, a movie starring more than just one friend group, Barbie.
How ridiculous and unnecessary that bit is. Like, who cares about what the other people are doing, especially if you feel like you've done a good job? It's like, to acknowledge the competition is to give them more, like, credence. To just not acknowledge it whatsoever would not only be classy, I think it just... You stand on your own feet. You don't have to punch. You have to punch at other people. So the thing that drives me crazy about this video
Dr. Jakes.
is
Evening, people.
The board
you see it's got like a yellow, I would call it a sepia tone throughout, but not exactly throughout.
Creation of a physics equation.
You'll see at certain points,
Erase Triton.
and I thought that was intentional, but I don't think it's actually intentional. It does give a good look, but I think it's just they haven't used white balance on the camera to make it so that everything looks the same during these bits.
Relating to Triton's existence.
Again, it's a yellowish overtone. See there, it changed a little bit.
Of a hidden universe.
So on this transition, which is a great transition, by the way, you can see it's a bit more yellow. See how the background became a bit more white?
I had visions of a hidden universe. One where Triton didn't exist. I tried to focus on the material, but after our football team went 1-11, the basketball team went 16-13, the soccer team went 4-12, I knew there had to be an alternate solution.
I don't know why, but I don't like the music is perfect, the shots are great, the cutaways are
went 16-13, the soccer team.
And I don't know if that's like that one. I just don't like that whatsoever. I don't know if that's from.
I knew there had to be an alternate solution.
This is one of the best examples. I don't know if that is from. I want to say Prometheus. It's not Prometheus. If it's from Oppenheimer, but it just doesn't look
an
good.
Alternate solution.
So again, white balance. This is like what I would say vanilla white balance.
We need to build.
This is balanced in a traditional sense, where the things that are white are white. There's no yellow overlap to it. But then
we need to build fast.
You cut back in here. See how it's like a yellow overtone. And again,
Kentucky needs leverage.
Bit. Gesundheit. You're welcome.
But theory only takes you so far.
So like, again, the camera work is awesome. You can see, like I was saying earlier with the other videos, have background music in there. It adds a ton.
When did you meet with the principal of Triton?
Well, that had to been 2026, the year that my equation erased Triton.
And so people ask me, is this the best Color Day video you've ever seen? It's definitely close, if not the best one. But I think having a teacher play the main part is really, really smart. And I say that because you run into a lot of, or as I've seen over the years, like people can get kind of jealous about like who's the person starring in it. But you have a teacher, which most people know, rather than just having one specific person. I think that adds a bit to it in terms of not alienating people, but also, one, making sure everything's appropriate, and two, again, you have somebody that everyone can kind of universally look at. You know, we make a lot about like us against Triton and all that, but at the end of the day, we don't know that much about Triton. We do know quite a bit about the teachers and the people here. So to make it more about the people we know is better, in my opinion. Then again, I don't throw controllers when I lose. I smash them.
Dr. Jakes.
Mr. Triton.
Welcome to Triton. Dr. Jakes, please, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Look, the way I see things...
Well, who is this guy and why is his forehead so shiny?
You had a hand in erasing Triton, so it's only right and proper that you should have a hand in rebuilding it as well. Look, I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty.
What a terrible contract. Terrible. Like, what do you... the sign thing has something all crossed out. Like, just print it up. I had to... Do you guys know about the dice thing? No. All right. Well, I shot a video and I had to like come up with a similar thing. Yeah, ChatGPT, can you just make a fake contract, copy paste, put it into Google Drive on whatever the Word thing is on that, print it out, boom, something that looks good. again, I was talking earlier in the freshman video about people looking at the camera to draw you out. Something like this draws you out of the story because it doesn't look genuine. Again, it's absurd to say that because obviously this is not genuine, but to suspend disbelief, to get immersed in the story, little things like that are going to be very helpful. And that's like a super... All the things I'm saying on this video and the next video specifically are all kind of like what I would say luxury things that I can say. Because normally it's just a very basics like things you need to fix, things you need to fix, things you need to fix. These are kind of next level things to add even more to your video rather than just the basic things to continue along.
But I knew why they wanted me. They wanted me to write the same equation I wrote Pentucket, the cycle of destruction, again.
So again, visually, you go back in time and you have that black and white. But then you go to this video and it's yellowish.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's definitely deliberate. But I don't think this, I dislike this part. Mostly because my face, like I can tell, yeah, I know it's up there for a split second, but
Dr. Jakes.
Like that's me trying not to laugh. Yeah. And again, we did that take a bunch of times because I kept screwing it up, so maybe that was the best take they had.
Are you bluffing?
That part. I remember when we got that I'd never been to student services before. I can't believe how luxurious and amazing and wide open it is up there. It's crazy. But when we got that shot and they get the shot of Mr. Jakes walking out the door, they were like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And it really was. That sequence right there where he says, you know, not my part, but like this, am I? Puts the hat on, completely different day. Again, if you think about it, why in the world are people out there and like taking pictures of him walking out of a meeting?
But not before talking to a friend.
Don't think about it too much. Voiceover got a little lost there. Music being so loud.
Nothing more than moral complications. And we talked about, and remember in Battlestar Galactica when the Cylons attacked the homeworld of Caprica, and you know more.
Okay, why is this so good? One, they've set up a joke by not setting it up, but then they do go into it. But listen, the music, the background music, for the first time drops out. So again, they're acknowledging this is silly.
Than moral complications. And we talked about, and remember in Battlestar Galactica when the Cylons attacked the homeworld of Caprica, and you know the human defenses were all down, and the Cylons were chasing the humans through space and all.
Great joke. Again, it's funny because you know if you know Mr. Jakes and you know Battlestar Galactica, but it's great. They again acknowledge it by taking out the background music that has been consistent throughout.
Okay, back to it.
Then get right back into it.
We tested my equation.
Seamlessly.
Elaborate. We set my equation to motion. The equation to erase Triton.
Start the countdown.
Again, luxury thing for me to say, but why the mustache? Totally unnecessary. It's almost as bad as,
45.
Hold on, where's Jonah? Which I will
40.
say, unfortunately, got people laughing, but for all the wrong reasons.
30.
Yeah. Wait, Jonah, what's that face? Wait, why is he gonna make that face? Everyone else, somewhat normal. Jonah making a frog face.
30
seconds!
I love that. That shot of Mr. Jakes is just perfect. Like, Cillian Murphy, he looks just like him at that point. And I think, like, the little bit of camera movement, the, everything going on works so well. So well.
25.
This whole sequence, again, especially if you've seen
Equation
Oppenheimer,
charged!
20.
and then to incorporate so many people into it as well.
10. 9. 8.
great sequence. Does a great job. I mean, with the color and everything. So again, when it comes to that color balance, why, you know, it's
Now I
something
have
you could
become
fix if you wanted to.
The eraser.
Clearly here with their lighting and everything, they're able to do it.
Congratulations, Mr. Jakes.
You are the man who gave Pentucket the power to destroy their rivals.
Why is the Patagonia thing? That's weird. The Patagonia, like, sticker on there, on her vest. For this, again, perhaps setting up this character just a little bit too, earlier on.
Prometheus, but the Cal is not prepared.
I think it was a great way to deal with.
If you were opposed to wiping Triton,
to deal with the fact that, like, you're clearly erasing a Cal school. I think it was a very well thought out plot that, you know, you're taking out this school, but like the repercussions of that and like what does that mean for everyone involved.
then why did you make the equation for Pentucket?
I had no say in using it.
Oh, come on. You did this all for what?
And again, brings up the parallel to Oppenheimer in the
Because you
real
didn't actually
life
use the equation yourself?
issues there.
Because the equation wasn't my decision.
Please, you didn't have any idea what you were doing, did you?
God, that sound, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it came from Oppenheimer, but that sound is on point for what they're trying to do here.
Skill set,
You're responsible for erasing a school from the K-Band League.
You didn't let me finish.
Why should we?
Jakes wanted to wear that achievement like a crown! He knew what he was doing with that equation.
I don't kid, that's like 20 takes because I kept screwing it up.
If I did,
and I broke a pen, and I had this blue ink all over
created
me.
another school in the Cal would have, be it Triton, Amesbury, or whoever. I had to save Pentucket from another bad year of sports.
Why doesn't James Nightingale tuck in his shirt? You're supposed to be a district attorney or whatever, but you don't even tuck in your shirt? I mean, you're not wearing a tie for one, but maybe you get away with that if you tuck in your shirt.
Dr. Jakes.
But again, all the
Were saved by a majority
the parts
vote.
that all those people played, like the supporting actors, are fantastic. It's not a huge role, but like adding that subtle bit of professionalism into it and like the questioning works so well.
You were saved by one vote. An English teacher you might know of, Mr. Casey.
Again, I guess there's two jokes in it. But everyone knows Mr. Casey. If it's just one particular person from one particular grade, that really consolidates who is going to be interested in watching this or who's going to get the joke. But since Mr. Casey's a teacher, it makes it a bit more universal.
Dr. J. Dr. Einstein.
The man of the moment.
Oh, please. You made it so.
I don't know why this
When I
works so
taught at
well, but it
Pentucket,
does.
he presented me an award. All the time, I failed to understand that it wasn't for me, but for them. To ridding Triton, now you have to deal with the consequences of your achievement.
Wait.
In my opinion, the cuts are a little quick here. I mean, you always want to have a good variety, but this is maybe a bit too much, especially for a bit that's supposed to be more dramatic. So, like, longer shots where they're having the dialogue back and
When
forth.
I came to you with those calculations, you said I might have started.
See, like that, there's a whole sequence, boom, boom, boom. And it's usually not a bad thing, but here, especially when you're setting up for this last part, which you want to be a lot more hectic, which is hectic, to have that long shot,
among all the
longer shots, like hold on one shot for a while longer, would add more emphasis to that bit at the
I
end.
remember. What of it?
I believe we did.
So like this part would have a lot more to it if before it wasn't so rapid in terms of the cuts. The Zolly kind of falls flat here too. Like that, it's not the worst, but again, I would do it a bunch more times, even if you had to speed ramp it. You know, when you're so good And I mean, you're so good that you get... Look, there I am there. Oh, Shanny McPhee. I'm pretty sure I got double whatchamacallit. Oh no, here it is. Produced by Mr. Bart. So nice, had to add me twice. But who's the assistant secretary producer? Oh, Mr. Bixby. Great. Okay, here we go into the Barbie thing, and before the bell rings in real life, why did the main character, that's a guy, why did he have to be so unnecessarily ugly? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would have chose someone else personally.
I know, right?
He's really not, he didn't do that good.
No, I didn't think so either.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I know. But at least, you know, he had a chance to wear his natural hairstyle, you know? And not, yeah, because you take off that hat, it's just blonde underneath, right?
Yeah.
Have an A1 day. Don't get captured.
People think it's a wig.
Wait, it's him. We're about to see him. So that's why it's okay that I said that joke. Maybe you don't think it's okay, but it's still okay.
It's okay. It's approved.
And approval was had. Fantastic.
No.
Okay, spec element, don't need to have open. I'm still in the middle of reviewing these videos. If you want to write a pass, I can potentially sign it. What's going on in the background here? See right there?
Buy Barbies!
Again, like I said a bit earlier, I think that's a 360-degree deal. So, not ideal in terms of, like, looking its best. You know, with the commercial again, and this was I believe it was an afterthought.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
oh, yes.
since it's an afterthought, they did a good enough job. But again, like, you got to budget wisely. You know, and time is such a huge commodity when putting these things together. So to have like not such a strong commercial, and especially at the beginning, it like the last one wasn't perfect, but at least it grabbed you off the top, and it made a good amount of sense after the fact.
Barbies!
Enjoy the producers.
Since the beginning of time,
I've also not seen the
since
Barbie
the first
movie. I've
little
seen
girl ever existed, there have
things
been
here and there about it. Epic
But
voiceover.
those dolls were always
Great
and
job, just
forever
adding a little echo
baby
effect.
dolls. This continued till.
And actually, when I gave them some feedback on this, I said, "Are you going for the 2001 Space Odyssey intro?" Because it kind of, like, you know, that's what this music is from, unless you're a woo nature boy Ric Flair aficionado, because he uses this as his entrance theme. What do we need here? Close-ups. The impact of the doll's head smashing, being broken. Boom, close-up of it, close-up of it. Rather than from far away where you don't get the full extent of what's going on. Doesn't look great there, but again, get a close-up. Just move the camera close. Show the leg being ripped off. It's good from this far away. It would be awesome if it were closer. Again, the throwing of it. Show the expression on the people's faces as they're ripping apart the dolls. And, again, having seen the visual... What? Wait. Okay. This sequence is awesome. The last sequence, just again, to reiterate my point, because I've seen the Barbie thing, and it's about feminism. So why you'd have two boys destroying it when it's specifically about feminism doesn't really make much sense to me. you know, whatever in the long term. But again, if you want to stay true to that message, perhaps be more consistent about it. But maybe you're trying to say something else. I don't know. This sequence is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Hey, Barbie!
Great job, you know, including the dance number, but also,
hey, Alan.
you know, introducing the characters. There's that guy. That's
You can
the
go
guy.
now.
But why? Aren't we boyfriend, girlfriend?
I don't want you here.
Is it Ken?
No, Ken's just a really good friend. This is my dream house. It's Barbie's dream house, not Ken's dream house.
Does anyone know where he got this tea?
I know the wig's my dad's.
That's your dad's
My
wig.
mom's.
But where did he get that tea?
It's for Trevor.
Oh, it's a tea for Trevor?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say it's a cross. And I was going to say it's a cross from where?
Oh, that.
The best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
Right as always.
And
Now, is that your natural?
Yeah, it's like James. It's
Right
like
as
a-
always.
Yeah.
and it's girls' night.
Excellent sequence again. Normally, I'd be upset about the camera work in terms of the moving camera, but it wasn't super bad, and they limited it.
But why?
But you can't just go alone.
So she's framed up a little bit better. You don't want to have people just completely from the side like this. Yeah, there's dead space. That's true, but it makes sense because he's got nose room because he's talking to Barbie. However, you don't want to see like that silhouette. You want to be able to see both eyes of the person
why?
who's
You
talking.
can't just go alone.
So
Yeah,
hers is
but maybe
better,
I'll
but
try.
you want to turn toward the camera more, which is definitely unnatural.
Hi, Barbie.
I'll definitely say that this was when, you know, grading it for score. And honestly, I thought the score was going to be a lot bigger difference. I think it ended up being a 4-point difference from my grading of it between the sophomores and, between the juniors and seniors. And they were just two very good movies done in very different ways. Do you guys need something?
That guy right there.
Okay. Where are you heading to?
Mr. Pelucci.
What?
What?
Oh, I see. Mr. P.
Yeah.
I
you.
can't announce his last name. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
You need to stay in here.
Okay, so again, I've not seen. Is that William Wallace? I heard he was 7 feet tall. I'm just trying to. And if you guys give me a few minutes, I'm almost done. Just gonna finish with this. But with this one, I'm assuming Barbie kind of wants to go out on her own. So again, that's part of the message here. So that's why she's putting him into the wherever he is.
You can't just go bang on doors like that.
This Duke-Long cameo.
Why do you look like that?
I dress like this every day.
Don't get it. Why does she put the?
I'm not Barbie. I'm the principal. You can't call me that. If I hear you say that again, I'm sending you to Triton.
Yeah, it's a joke. So I feel like perhaps if you didn't have, again, why it's important to set things up. You have 1, 2, and then 3. And if the principal one's the one you go with, have everybody be, normal up to that point. Then the big twist. Jonah, you missed the part where I called you out for your silly look.
I dress like this every day.
So again, pieces of that were a bit disjointed, but then again, but the lights, the fact that he's actually singing, and the camera work where all the guys like come in at the end, visually fantastic.
Driving me insane. All my life been so polite, but I'll sleep alone tonight. 'Cause I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be taken. Is it my day?
And again, I'm assuming this is from the movie. That lighting's so good it looks like a green screen. Is it a green screen? I don't know. And the fact that I can't tell makes it even better. No, I think it's just really, really great lighting.
I'm just Ken. I'm just Ken. I'm just Ken.
Camera pretty shaky. Makes sense in a level that it's supposed to be unsettling, but here you would want it to not be so shaky.
Too sexy for this world, too sexy for this ice, too sexy for that jack. Yeah, yeah. I'm too sexy for this chain, too sexy for your game, too sexy for this fame. Yeah, yeah. I'm too sexy for the trap, too sexy for that cap, too sexy for that jack.
Why is he following Miss Barlow around?
Ken?
Barbie!
What are you doing here?
I've been looking everywhere for you.
And I'm way too sexy to go unprotected. And she pocket testing.
Yeah, this part I don't get. Like, they just go from, you know, they see each other, and then there's walking down a hallway full of people. What happened? Why did it happen? Because he lifted weights?
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do now. I've always just been
He became
stereotypical
better?
Barbie, and
I don't know,
think
so
I'm
then
really
they
good
were
at
like together
anything
and
else.
whatever?
I don't think I'm Barbie anymore. I want to be a part of the people that make meaning. I want to do the imagining. I don't want to be the idea.
I always knew Barbie would surprise me. But I can't let you take this leap without knowing what it means.
Gesundheit.
One day, you will leave this place and make a difference.
Again, apples and oranges between Oppenheimer and this one. So the Oppenheimer one went way more on to like be just like a Christopher Nolan type deal. This one, and I don't know if there is like. Has anyone in here seen the Barbie movie? Is there like a nostalgia bit to it? Okay, but that makes sense to lean into that again more than the other one. Something a student told me the day of it was, you know, instead of just like these are good, but if you found some like middle school yearbooks, if they still have those, to get pictures of, try and get like a more diverse amount of people. Again, easier said than done, but just so you could add in a bit more, or like just old photos and everything, because I think this was a great addition. Again, two very different videos, but to add in more people might have been a good thing, because just getting these videos is got to be very, very difficult. So I wouldn't say, you know, send it out to everyone, because then you're having to deal with tons and tons of stuff. Every year I help students make the senior slideshow, and that in itself is such a hard process, because you're trying to get all these visuals from so many different places. So it's not easy to do. However, in this case, I think it would have greatly benefited the end. Not that it's that bad, but... So is this... Who's this message from? Do they say? It's really sad. At least I feel like I should feel sad if I felt feelings. So, like, if that's like a message from Miss Barlow, which it sort of seemed like it would be, you would want to put in, like, you know, from Miss Barlow. Again, we go through this, and I am focusing on, for all of them, on mostly the things you can improve. Because if we just sit there and we say to ourselves, oh, you did this great, you did this great, where do you improve? So I hope you don't take away from this like, oh, he really didn't like these. I think these were the 4 best videos that I've seen in many, many years, maybe ever. But you know what? I'm not even going to say maybe ever. Overall, even though not all 4 of them were super strong, I'd say because of the strength of the majority of them, it just completely the best 4 videos ever made by Pentucket students. And I hope that sets the bar to a point where every subsequent class will then try to reach for that brass ring, so to speak, rather than just settling and saying, oh, we'll just make something or we'll come away with the victory because, you know, because we're supposed to, because we're this particular class. Again, I think that just adds a bit more to it in terms of like trying to do a better job. Sort of like a free market economy. When you have a monopoly on something, you kind of lazily, you know, middle through things. But if there's actually competition, it makes it better. And I think by putting these out there, it makes everyone do a better job, in my opinion. All right, good luck, and I hope that you continue to improve. If not for me,
The blue car. Is it the Trident kids?
for super long introductions of characters through cars driving up, really, really long time taking.